Welcome back to my FE2 Community Map Walkthroughs, and boy do I have a doozy here. Focus is an interesting case. It's a case where a large part of the difficulty comes from memorizing everything, because holy hell, this map is elaborate. The other large part is the second climbing segment. It's not very forgiving to say the least. Though it didn't take as long as QZKago Requiem or the Hyperspace Revamp, this still felt harder than anything from my old countdown, and it largely came down to the final climb. So, here we are again, about to break down a difficult map that I just beat. Let's waste no more time and get to it. The first room, for the most part, is pretty simple. You just gotta be quick. The first button, however, is a bit of a nuisance when you're still getting used to the map. Personally, what I do here is as soon as you reach the button, quickly crank your mouse not quite 180 degrees, but pretty close. You don't want to overshoot it like I barely did here. Then as soon as you see where your camera is facing, head back and adjust yourself accordingly. I cannot tell you how many times I've slipped off of this beam when I started out. Jump from about here into the doorway and make sure you have mouse lock on. It helps. Jump once for this button. You don't need the little perch there. For this wall jump, you want as much height as you can to get up to the platform. Jump when you're about halfway between the pink circle and the ring. That should get you the height needed. And don't mouse lock too early either. Now this truss is rather funky. It's hard not to get caught in the gap because it's so small, which can and will impact your odds. All I can say is aim for the center to minimize the chances of that happening. Then at this part, jump so you clear as much of this ladder as possible, and don't hit space when you're on it. Now comes the first climb, and there's a fair bit to memorize here, so I hope you're ready. As soon as you exit the passage, jump onto this little perch. It's a bit hard to see, and pretty easy to miss too. Then go up the jump walls and up these platforms ASAP. It looks pretty daunting, but you will get the hang of it fairly quickly. Then jump up these trusses onto the jump wall, jump out towards the platform behind, and keep your camera at this angle throughout the whole sequence. The less camera movement, the better. Run over this gap here, jump up this truss, and onto the bridge the moment you jump the second time. If you're still getting used to this part of the map or you find the fast way too inconsistent, and it kind of is, you can jump up to the top before jumping to the bridge piece, though this will cost you over half a second. Go up with these trusses and then hold space while climbing up this near invisible incline. Once you hit the button, head right, then jump so you land on this spot right here, and jump again the instant you land, or else you'll slide down to your death. This bridge piece here is a little high up, so the spot you jump up from matters. For this truss, it's probably a good idea to mouse lock here. I personally stopped using it here in my later runs, probably because I was more confident, but I digress. Watch out for this pillar here, it can easily block you. And that's the first climb done. Once you get the hang of everything, you can consistently reach the door with a couple seconds to spare. The next few rooms are a breather, but don't take them lightly. Jump up onto the structure here, the lava rises extremely quickly. Turn back and jump here, high jump up to this beam, and this pillar here, just like the one before, aim towards the side as to not get stuck. Run over this gap and get to the door. This room is fairly lenient in time, but the other three must be done fast. When the door opens, the moment you see yourself come out the doorway, go right and jump onto this pipe. Run across this set of pipes and cut the corners if you can. Head straight to the door to the next room, and now there's two ways to get this button. You can run over the gap here, which is a bit easier, or you can jump straight to it, which will shave off a couple decimals of a second. The choice is yours, really. After that, jump back onto the light to get across. The gap is too big for a single jump as far as I know. And for this bit, you can pretty easily jump to the opening frame, but if that's too hard, this little pipe here can help. Maneuver your way to the button, then run to the center as soon as the wall disappears. And here's the important part. You gotta know when the water rises so you can jump preemptively. Listen to the song here. That's what you're racing against here. If you manage to make it this far, there's only one big area left. And that area is the second climb. I hope you're ready, because this is the big one. There's not a whole lot I can say about the entire climb other than be quick, but I'll give notes about particular spots to watch out for. Don't jump too close to this perch or you'll go into the air, throwing you off and wasting a valuable second. Stay centered on this link, you can easily fall into the gap. For the other one, just aim for this bit here. Careful when moving across here, it's possible to get stuck. long jump to this tiny bit sticking out. This perch is high up, so take a split second after getting up if needs be. Again, aim here so you don't fall through the gap. Long jump to this platform, and this beam here is pretty high up, so don't jump too late. Holding space is also necessary. Go up the wall jumps at a comfortable angle, climb up the truss frame, and head straight to the button. Wall jump up to the other one. It's pretty high up and far, by the way, so jump straight and minimize distance. Then get in position, and careful you don't get stuck. Better hope your nerves are in check, because now comes the second half of the climb. In a nutshell, you need to pace yourself so you can reach the top in time, because you can't mess around calculating the jumps, however far they are. Just like with Speedbreaker, you gotta listen to the music in order to get the best start. Listen closely.
Hexagon.
Regardless of how you start, jump up, and make sure you don't get caught under here. Right U-turn up to the jump wall, get some good height, then go counterclockwise. Fairly big jump up here, bigger jump over to here. Up the wall jump, go clockwise this time. Another fairly big jump. Watch your footing on this beam. Get some good height for this wall jump, you'll need it. Right turn, then clockwise once again. Now here is where I got lost. You can tell throughout the whole run that I still wasn't used to this part, and I just barely survived to the end. Anyway, get the button and head out ASAP, and make your way up the platforms towards victory. Man, this walkthrough was a lot more intricate than I imagined it, and I really don't blame myself. There's just so much more to take into account here, even when compared to QZKago Requiem. That, and maybe because I'm a person with constantly changing styles, I don't know. Regardless, I hope this breakdown helps you in your endeavors in this big, overly complex map. So until next time, Baneworth out.